Whether you realize it or not, someone is holding the pen in your life. The question is it you or is it someone else? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to OTMkast podcast. All right, people, welcome back to OTMkast podcast, where we dive into anything and everything that shapes our lives, from sports to lifestyle, from fashion to careers and beyond. This is your one-stop destination for insightful conversations and engaging discussions. Today, we're talking about something that might make you uncomfortable. And no one writes your story, so why are you letting people write that story for you? Because think about it. Whether you and I like it or not, there is someone who is holding the pen, writing the story of our life. And the question is, am I writing my story? Are you writing your story? Or is someone else writing the story? When we say write your own story, we're not talking about motivational poster talk. We're talking about your decisions. We're talking about your standards. We're talking about your boundaries. We're talking about your beliefs, your reactions, the risks that you take, and the identity above all. Writing your story simply means you choose who you become, not your parents, not the culture, not social media, not even the trauma that you go through, not your past mistakes or the decisions that you've made. It means you take responsibility for your direction, even when it's uncomfortable. I was going through social media the other day and I stumbled on a quote that Oprah Winfrey said. She said, "Create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life because you become what you believe." So writing your own story means you are intentional. It means you don't drift. It means you don't just end up somewhere. It means you design what it is you want to become. You don't accidentally build a powerful life. You design the greatness. You choose a career because it sounds respectable. You stay in a relationship because you're afraid to look single. You dress a certain way because it trends. You hide your ambition because it makes other people uncomfortable. You shrink yourself so that others can feel bigger. These situations means that you are not writing your story. That is approval addiction. That means you're seeking other people's approval. That is fear management. You are living a script that someone else drafted. As Steve Jobs once said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. When others hold the pen, then you are living someone else's life. Let me give you a real life scenario, something that I saw that prompted this episode. There was a man who wants to start a business, but his family says, get a stable job. He did get that job. 5 years later, he became miserable. He resented every single person that spoke to him about him not starting that business earlier. But guess what? They did not force him. And that is the part that I want you to take away. People would have suggested a lot of things, a couple of things for you. But it is your choice now to decide if to go through that path or if to go through the other way that you have chosen for yourself. Because what? Because they handed this gentleman the pen and he started writing their story for 5 good years. He got mad at everybody. But that is not everybody's fault. That is his own fault because he decided to listen to what they were saying, not what he has decided. If you don't choose your life, someone will choose it for you, whether you like it or not. And this is where it gets serious. Sometimes manipulation does not look like what? Does not look like control. It looks like influence. For example, you think you want that luxury, the latest Bentley, the latest Lamborghini, but you only want it because what? Because social media, your friends, the people around you normalized that thing. That is what everybody is talking about. That car, the house, that jewelry, the gold, and so on. You think you're choosing your partner at some point, but you're choosing based on validation, not based on values. So many people are in your ears telling you, oh no, this one is better for you. That one is better for you. You're not choosing the path that which you want for yourself. You think you're chasing success, but you are chasing applause. The psychological scripting, you feel autonomous in everything or in some things that you do, but you're reacting to external pressure. There's this famous Will Smith quote. He said, too many people spend money they haven't earned to buy things that they don't want to impress people they don't even like. And that's not writing. That is performance. That is what I want you to think about. Manipulation feels like freedom when you don't question the source of your desires. Here is how you know someone is writing your story for you, or someone is trying to write your own story for you. They're uncomfortable when you change. They've seen you a certain way, but the moment something goes a different pattern, they start saying, oh, you've changed. You're not this, you don't do that before, you're this, you're that, and so on and so forth. Your change becomes something that is uncomfortable for them because they've had this notion of you. So your change now becomes what they don't want, or they don't want to accept. You are very out there. You give them a lot. You pour out your heart, you pour out your mind, you pour out your soul. The moment you realize and decide to take your power back, the benefit that they get start saying small, and they start saying negative things to people because they can't drain you anymore, because you've decided to lock the well. You can't pour out like you used to, because all what some people want is just take, and they will drain you. And at the end of the day, they would blame you for what it is that they took from you when they can't take anymore. They guilt you for evolving. People will push you to do some things, but they won't do it themselves. Always pinpoint that. Whenever someone asks you to do something, tell them to do it themselves, and then see the reaction that comes out of it. Because in some cases, people tell you to do some things that they don't want to do. Watch out for those reactions. People want to define you by your past. They never let it go. Something that happened 2 months, 3, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years ago, they still hold on to it and look at you with that picture. They never want to see you change. Because what? Because they think they've grasped you. Pay attention to phrases like this. That is not you. Be realistic. You've changed. Who do you think you are? These things are being translated that they like the version of you that required less from them. Denzel Washington once said, ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So sometimes the people trying to write your story aren't necessarily evil. They are just what? They are just comfortable. And your growth disrupts their comfort. If your growth makes people uncomfortable, if your growth makes people sad, if they can't celebrate your achievement, then let them adjust, not you. If they ask for something and you say no and they get mad, those are signs that they want to write your story for you. Pay attention to them. So, how do you change the narratives? How do you take back control? Audit your decision. Ask, did I choose this or did I default into it? Define your values, not the trending social media values, not the inherited values, but yours. I mean, yours and yours and yours only. Set your boundaries. I've spoken about this a couple of times. Boundaries are editorial rights over your life. If you don't set boundaries, people would keep taking, they will keep expanding. If you let them disrespect you one time and you let it pass, it's gonna happen the second time, the third time, and at one point it stays that way. Get comfortable disappointing people. I do not mean you having an agreement with someone and then you decide to ghost or something. But if people see that this growth requires their own friction, then you can disappoint them. If people have set a certain narration of you, a certain notion of you, a certain pattern of you, disappoint them. You are allowed to pivot. You are allowed to evolve than where you are right now. You are even allowed to outgrow your old self. If you see someone yesterday and they see you a certain way, tomorrow you are allowed to evolve. You're not allowed to be that same person they see even 10 minutes ago. Growth is the constant thing. Change is the constant thing. So you are not allowed to be who you are 10 minutes ago. It always seems impossible until it is done. And that is one thing Nelson Mandela said. So you are not what? You're not stuck. You are scripted. And scripts can be rewritten. Some of you are not stuck. You are comfortable being written. Because if you write your own story, you then can't blame anyone anymore. Ownership is very heavy. It is very powerful. And here is the challenge, let's say for this week for you and I. Identify one area of your life where you are where you've outsourced authorship. Is it your career? Is it your faith? Is it your relationship? Is it even your confidence? And take one bold action, just one. And that is how you do what? That's how you narrate a shift towards becoming a better person. The moment you stop asking for permission is the moment your real story begins. I believe something deeply. No one writes your story, you do. So stop letting people write your story. Stop letting fear write your story. Stop letting culture, stop letting expectations of other people, stop letting comfort write your story. Hold the pen in your hand and write what you're proud of and then read it. If this episode challenged you in any way, please share it. Send it to someone who needs it. Because somebody right now is living a life that they did not choose. And they don't even know it. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay intentional, stay aware, and keep writing your story. Thank you for listening to OTMkast podcast. Please subscribe to the channel, give a like button, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Some things you agree with, some things you disagree with. Let's share the thoughts together. Till we talk again, enjoy the rest of your day or evening, wherever you're listening from. Have a wonderful one. Bye.